Thank you. You may now take your seats. The Prime Minister, Honorable Voreqe Bainimarama, Mrs. Mary Bainimarama, Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, government ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished guests from around the globe, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, Bula and a warm Fijian welcome on this most auspicious day, the inauguration of the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Children's Hospital. My name is Dr. Krupali Tapu, the Director of the Sai Sanjeevani Children's Hospital and your Master of Ceremony for this evening's program. Before we begin, I would like to introduce our very special guests seated on the dais, and we will welcome each one of them with a token of our love. Our Prime Minister, Honorable Josaia Voreqe Bainimarama, Mrs. Mary Bainimarama, who is a wonderful and loving wife, mother and grandmother, and together with the Prime Minister has taken keen interest in the development of this children's hospital from its very inception. Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, he spearheads the mission of love and service. Walking in the footsteps of Sri Sathya Sai Baba, Sri Madhusudan Sai is instrumental in furthering Sai Baba's mission of establishing various humanitarian service projects across 30 countries. Since 2011, he has been leading dedicated volunteers and passionate individuals to establish institutes of excellence in education, healthcare, nutrition, and social care across the world. The life of Sri Madhusudan Sai is indeed a reflection of the timeless message of love and service, as several lives are being illumined through these benevolent acts of service every single day. Mr. C. Srinivas is the chairman of the Sri Sathya Sai Health and Education Trust in India. A dynamic social worker in healthcare and human development, Mr. C. Srinivas, for over 40 years, has been instrumental in setting up and managing super specialist hospitals in India. He spearheads the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani hospitals globally. Over 19,000 little hearts have been mended across the 3 hospitals in India and through the international healthcare missions. Mr. Robert Bozani is a philanthropist from Southern California who has supported many noble initiatives. We are happy that he could brave the long flight and come here to Fiji to be with us on this momentous day. We thank him from the bottom of our hearts for his generosity towards the children of Fiji. He has been the biggest support for the hospital, and the operating theatre has been dedicated in memory of his late wife, Barbara. Dr. Sean Sethi is a cardiac surgeon from California in the United States. And practices at the Miller Children's Hospital in Long Beach. He is triple board certified in surgery, thoracic surgery, and congenital heart surgery. Dr. Sethi has experience in all aspects of pediatric and adult congenital cardiac surgery, including the tiniest neonatal baby to an octogenarian. He also has experience in robotic and transplant surgery and is involved in many research projects. He is one of 2 doctors who was awarded the top doctors in the Los Angeles Business Journal in 2017 and again in 2022. Above all, Dr. Sethi's interest is in providing the highest level of individualized care for each of his patients. This also includes humanitarian visits to underserved areas around the world. We are so honored to have Dr. Sean Sethi lead the 21-member team of medical professionals who will be performing the first surgeries at our Sanjeevani Children's Hospital commencing on the 30th of April and concluding on the 8th of May, together with our local medical professionals who will be attached as trainees for the duration of the surgeries. We have Mr. Mahendra Tapu, who is the chairman and founding trustee of Sai Prema Foundation Fiji. And Mr. Sumit Tapu, he's the director of the Sai Prema Foundation Fiji. And has spearheaded the hospital project from start to finish. What a historic and momentous day. The official inauguration of the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Children's Hospital Fiji, which will mend the hearts of thousands of children in Fiji and the South Pacific, with no billing counter, providing free surgeries for children with congenital heart disease. Today is also the birthday of our very dear Prime Minister. On behalf of Sai Prema Foundation and all the guests present here today, we wish you a very happy birthday. May you be blessed with good health and happiness. Sai Prema Foundation Fiji, a non-governmental organization and a charitable trust, was founded in August 2016. In its 5 short years of existence, its impact upon the nation has been nothing short of miraculous. The Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Medical Center and Children's Heart Screening Center, inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister and Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai in 2018 and 2019, respectively, have served over 20,000 patients completely free of cost. Sai Annapurna, our national feeding program, has served over 1.3 million meals through provision of grocery packs and associated daily needs. The Foundation's weekly blood drives across the towns and cities of Fiji have resulted in 3 consecutive national awards as the highest blood collector in Fiji. The Foundation's Gift of Life Heart Surgeries project has saved the lives of 73 of our beloved children who otherwise had no hope. Our rural outreach program has touched the lives of thousands of children, women, and men. Our disaster relief initiatives have helped rebuild many lives. You may wonder why this hospital is necessary. Well, every year, about 200 children in Fiji are born with congenital heart disease, and in the South Pacific, about 2,500 children are born with congenital heart disease. Sai Prema Foundation, with the support of Sanjeevani Hospitals India, identified this great need and void to be fulfilled. This hospital is a prayer of thousands of mothers across Fiji and the Pacific. On behalf of the Sai Prema Foundation Fiji, I would like to thank every individual who has helped with the hospital. Many have traveled from around the world, especially for this inauguration, and this hospital would not have been possible without your support, compassion, and generosity. We are very grateful for the generosity of many like-minded individuals and organizations like the Rotary clubs from around the world for supporting this noble cause and embracing the children of Fiji like their very own. We will now have a short video presentation.
Congenital heart disease is one of the most frequently diagnosed congenital disorders worldwide. To restore the rhythm in little hearts with compassion and without commercialization is the healthcare mission of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, who walks in the footsteps of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, a spiritual master and philanthropist from India. A massive pediatric heart care initiative was commenced in November 2012 by Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai as the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Center for Child Heart Care at Chhattisgarh in India. Slowly but steadily, the center expanded to 2 more states in India, Haryana and Maharashtra, simultaneously widening its services to not only child heart care but also to research in congenital heart diseases and training healthcare professionals in pediatric cardiac skills. As of April 2022, these 3 centers have restored the health of the heart for over 19,000 little children through both non-invasive and invasive procedures. 163,000 pediatric cardiac outpatients have been attended to and close to 2 lakh outreach screenings have been conducted. While the Sanjeevani centers were thus serving the Indian subcontinent and embracing patients from nearby countries as well, a great need was identified in 2 other parts of the world, Nigeria and Fiji Islands. Thus, Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai founded the Sai Prema Foundation in Fiji in the year 2016 to execute a 3-phased Medicare mission which is committed towards achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, Goal 1 and Goal 3, no poverty and good health and well-being. The first phase of the establishment of the 3-phased plan was the inauguration of Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Medical Center in April 2018 by the Prime Minister of Fiji, Honorable Josaia Voreqe Bainimarama. Since its inception, the center has served over 16,150 patients with free general and specialist medical consultations and treatments, as well as free medication in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Government of Fiji. This medical center extends services to several old age homes, orphanages, special care homes, visually impaired and hearing impaired individuals, physically disabled, mentally challenged, victims of abuse and domestic violence, and also to the families of the Republic of Fiji Military Forces, Republic of Fiji Navy, Fiji Police Force, National Fire Authority, and the Fiji Correction Service. The second phase, as part of the 3-phased healthcare mission in Fiji, was the launch of South Pacific's first Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Children's Heart Screening Center in April 2019. This is a free facility that offers children's heart screening using the latest in technology 4D General Electric echocardiogram machine. This center is within the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Medical Center and has so far screened over 2,648 children from Fiji Islands. 3 medical missions were conducted in Fiji in the year 2016, 2017 and 2019. The Sanjeevani team from India, in collaboration with the Sai Prema Foundation in Fiji, successfully operated upon 73 children in Fiji and bestowed the precious gift of life to them. The final phase of the healthcare mission has been the establishment of South Pacific's first super specialty pediatric cardiac hospital in April 2022. Every year, Approximately 200 children in Fiji and over 2,500 children in the South Pacific are born with congenital heart disease, which has led to a rise in child mortality. Hence, the need for a facility where families can have access to treatment without a billing counter. The Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Children's Heart Hospital is the first ever pediatric cardiac care hospital for Fiji and South Pacific island nations that shall change the medical landscape of the region by providing world-class, totally free of cost pediatric cardiac care for all children. This is the largest project ever undertaken by a non-government organization in Fiji's history. The hospital will fill the void of absolutely no access to pediatric cardiac service in the Pacific Belt and will save the families needing to take their children overseas for pediatric heart care, which costs in excess of 100,000 Fiji dollars. The hospital is a state-of-the-art 54-bedded facility spread across 21,000 square feet. At the center of the hospital is a giant red heart, which perfectly describes all that the hospital stands for. It is all about the heart, both physically and metaphorically. Training pediatric cardiologists of Fiji was yet another step taken by the Sai Prema Foundation to make Fiji self-sustainable. Dr. Marianne Korai was given training in non-invasive pediatric cardiology at the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Child Heart Centre in India for a period of 3 months, and she was awarded the Fellowship in Non-Invasive Pediatric Cardiology in 2018. Apart from pediatric cardiac treatments, the Sai Prema Foundation also plays an important role in disaster response and relief. The Help in Kind initiative, in partnership with the Fiji National Disaster Management Office and Fiji Council of Social Services, buckets of love consisting of food ingredients, hygiene and sanitary products are distributed to the underprivileged, thereby sharing love and hope with all those in need. Sai Prema Foundation has also entered into various collaborative partnerships with institutions such as UNDP, United Nations Association of Fiji, Red Cross, Consumer Council of Fiji, DigiCell Fiji, as well as the nation's 3 major universities, University of the South Pacific, Fiji National University, and University of Fiji. In addition, partnerships have been created with a large number of NGOs with the sole aim of serving and making a difference to the people of Fiji. The Foundation has also signed collaborative partnerships with the Fiji Army, Navy, Police Corrections, and firefighters. These collaborative partnerships, entitled We Care for You, are meant to offer free healthcare services to these men and women who sacrifice themselves to protect Fiji and its people. To do good is the highest goal of human life, and we at the Sai Prema Foundation, along with all our sister foundations and trusts in over 30 countries under the leadership of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, exist to do good and to see happy smiles and innocent laughter in the faces of more and more children every day by giving them their basic right of good health, good nutrition, and good education, thereby creating a positive impact on the future of the world.
Thank you. We are indeed honored and privileged today to also be joined by Mr. Ajay Jain Bhutoria, who has flown in from the United States of America for this function. Mr. Bhutoria is the Commissioner of the President's Advisory Commission for the Federal Government of the United States of America. Mr. Bhutoria has come with a very special surprise to celebrate the inauguration of the hospital. The California State Legislative Assembly has bestowed Sai Prema Foundation with this special award in recognition of its outstanding work in developing this hospital to serve the children of Fiji. I would also like to acknowledge Mr. Tony Grubel, the U.S. Chargé d'Affaires. Thank you. This is indeed a great honor. Thank you very much. This hospital has also been earmarked to serve the children of Fiji and the region. To celebrate this occasion, we have a very special announcement. The Pacific Community and Sai Prema Foundation are signing a collaborative partnership to enable children of the Pacific Islands suffering from congenital heart disease to access surgeries and treatment at our new children's hospital, as well as working on capacity building of healthcare workers and future research. May I invite the Deputy Director General of SPC, Dr. Paula Vivili, to come on stage for the exchange of this MOU between Pacific Community and Sai Prema Foundation. To kick off this partnership, Sai Prema Foundation would like to show its commitment to screening for cardiac disease in children in the Pacific Islands. There will be a special presentation made of a HD stethoscope, the world's first mobile heart screening device. We are very fortunate to have the inventor of this device, Mr. Arvind Thiagarajan, who has flown in from the United States. The HD Steth, the world's first intelligent stethoscope with integrated ECG, HD Steth is FDA cleared and has been used to screen congenital heart disease in over 100,000 children in several countries and helps in early detection and saving the lives of several hundred children. A great tool for screening purposes which requires very little training and which then helps identify patients who need further testing by echocardiogram. The HD Steth is being used at our Sanjeevani Medical Center and during our rural outreach programs, and I've used it personally as well, and it's really amazing. I would now like to invite the Director of Sai Prema Foundation Fiji, Mr. Sumit Tapu, to address us all.
The Prime Minister of Fiji, Honorable Josaia Voreqe Bainimarama, Mrs. Mary Bainimarama, our very dear Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, Honorable Ministers, Members of Parliament, Your Excellencies, Members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, a very happy birthday to you, dear Prime Minister. May God bless you always with a long and happy life. I must congratulate you on your leadership for successfully mitigating and navigating our beloved nation through the devastating COVID-19 crisis. And today's large gathering is a testament of this fact, because we not only have Fijians sitting here, but we have individuals and guests from over a dozen countries, and this could only be possible with the strategies taken by your nation, by the government. So congratulations, and I think we all should offer a very big round of applause. Inspired by the teachings of Sri Sathya Sai Baba and under the direct guidance of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, Sai Prama Foundation was born in 2016 to play a humble role in our beloved nation. We are truly inspired by Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai in his global vision and mission of love and peace and service. His projects in the field of education, healthcare, and nutrition are simply awe-inspiring. Its reach spans across 5 continents and 30 countries. Millions have been recipients and will continue to be recipients of free education, free healthcare, and free nutritional care. I have witnessed the incredible journey of Sai Prama Foundation from its birth to where it is today. And like a caterpillar which grows wings and transforms into a beautiful butterfly, the foundation too has blossomed by developing wings of hope, wings of freedom, wings of solidarity, of justice, wings of peace, and wings of love. All with that one pointed focus, just to do good. That is it, just to do good. This is what the Sai Prama Foundation is about. This is what the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Children's Hospital is all about. It represents the spirit of sharing, the spirit of caring, and the spirit of serving. And this hospital is not just by Fiji and for Fiji, but rather a global collective effort for the people of Fiji and the Pacific, as we have shown today, in that spirit of one global family. What the world has experienced with COVID-19, the pandemic shows exactly this, that individuals, organizations, and countries cannot exist in solitude. It is no longer about being individualistic or thinking only for oneself. The whole world needs to come together, think together as one global family. And we are so grateful that so many individuals and families from all over the world have supported this hospital, from Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Malaysia, USA, UK, Holland, Japan, Italy. They've all come together with no direct links to Fiji, only with that one focus, to serve the children of our nation and the region. When Sai Prama Foundation was founded, the partnership with the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Hospitals India gave us the ability, the capability to dream of such a facility which would treat our children. We're indeed grateful to you, dear Prime Minister, for granting the foundation the piece of land upon which this hospital sits. And this has given us the impetus. This has given us the impetus to take this project forward. Since 2016, the Foundation's international surgical missions into Fiji brought much joy to the lives of so many children who have received a new gift of life through the free heart surgeries. But it gave the Foundation and its members an insight into the need which existed. The global burden of congenital heart disease is that over 1.2 million children are born with this disease. 250,000 in India, 2,500 in the Pacific, and over 200 children born in Fiji with congenital heart disease. And in order to serve the children of our nation and our region, the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Children's Hospital was conceived. Today, the land upon which we stand, the land which we all so proudly call our home, Fiji, has given birth to this edifice of love. This hospital's vision is to emerge and be the most important pediatric care center for the whole of Fiji and the South Pacific Island nations. This is the largest project undertaken by an NGO in the history of our nation, encompassing cutting-edge technology and state-of-the-art infrastructure with a culture of innovation to ensure ongoing commitment to excellence and the goal to deliver compassionate care with love. This 54-bed development features an exclusive state-of-the-art pediatric cardiac operating theatre, an exclusive state-of-the-art pediatric cardiac cath lab donated by Rotary, a state-of-the-art intensive care unit, a fully scoped pre-operative and post-operative ward, fully equipped with all the support infrastructure, a specialized isolation unit equipped with its own services, a medical gas system from New Zealand, fully automated and controlled through a BMS system, an air conditioning system with a specialized HEPA filtration system, a hydraulic system with the 3-stage filtration process, an intricate energy-efficient electrical system, a state-of-the-art 625 kVA generator, a high-speed fiber optic internet has also been installed, allowing for the hospital to be fully enabled for telemedicine and video conferencing and so much more. Most importantly, children no longer will need to go overseas for treatment. It is now available at their doorstep. And more important than that, this hospital does not have a billing counter and will never ever have a billing counter. All surgeries and treatments completely free of cost for the children of Fiji, for the children of Pacific. As this hospital opens today, it will open with a 3-pronged approach and a 5-point vision. This 3-point approach that governs the 5-point vision is preventative medicine, predictive medicine, and precision medicine. And the 5-point vision will encompass the following. 1, to serve the children of Fiji and the Pacific with compassionate health care, as I've said, completely free of cost. 2, to ultimately have our own Fijian surgeons, doctors, nurses, and medical professionals to be permanently based at this hospital. And Fiji is truly blessed to have been given the boon by the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani hospitals in India, who will grant scholarships to train all personnel needed, from surgeons to doctors to all medical professionals, completely free of cost. This deserves a huge round of applause. What a boon this is for our nation and the region. The third vision, to embark upon a program to prevent congenital issues through early interventional initiatives, screenings, beginning with pregnant mothers, as well as undertaking other preventative healthcare programs focusing on NCDs. The fourth, to implement genetic study and research as a part of this hospital to ascertain the reasons for the alarmingly high rates of congenital heart disease in the entire region. And finally, to roll out the provision of a multitude of services, specialty services, by engaging leading healthcare professionals from all over the world. 2 days from now, a team of world-leading surgeons, doctors, and professionals begin operating on our children. This incredible team, seated here today, has come from esteemed institutions such as Stanford in California, the Long Beach Hospital in Los Angeles, and we are so humbled, we're really so humbled that such leading and world-renowned individuals excelling in their fields of pediatric cardiac care are here to operate on our children, endorsing this hospital to be on par with any hospital internationally. Finally, as I conclude, to the youth of the world, I encourage you. Ask not what your country can do for you, but tell what you can do for your country. Don't leave it till tomorrow. Do it today. The world needs us today. It is time to dream big and do all that we can to make our lives worthwhile and leave a legacy. Let's do all that we can. To all the youth seated here today, youngsters, all of you youngsters, and also watching live online, let us do all that we can to make a difference and serve. May God bless you, may God bless Fiji, and may God bless the entire world. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumit, for sharing those wonderful thoughts. I would now like to invite Mr. C. Srinivas to speak to us.
Honorable and most beloved Prime Minister, you are not just most beloved in Fiji. I want to submit to you, we in India consider you as the most loved Prime Minister all over the world. Please accept our heartfelt greetings, best wishes and prayers from the entire country, and you will shortly be greeted by none other than my beloved Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a short while, where he will personally extend his best wishes and greetings. Madam Prime Minister, dear Mahendra Tapuji, dear Sumit, dear Kripali, revered and most beloved Madhusudan Sai, our guiding light and spirit for this Sathya Sai Sanjeevani hospitals and the Sai Prema Foundation, most beloved Bob Bozani, Sean Shetty, my brother, and leading pediatric cardiac surgeon in the world. Sisters and brothers, as we say in India, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, young boys and girls from so many countries of the world assembled on this momentous occasion. Honorable Prime Minister, when any overseas visitor lands in Fiji, we are welcomed by a beautiful statement which reads, "Welcome to the center of the world." I would like to submit to this august gathering on your birthday today, and through the birth of this institution, which has a motto, love all, serve all, we should make that welcome to the most beautiful center, the most beautiful country in the world, Fiji. That should become the motto and the welcome. This comes from the heart, because we deal with heart and children's heart for 45 long years. I have a reason for saying this, Honorable Prime Minister. It is from this center that a number of children used to travel 12,000 kilometers to the center of my country, to the center where Sathya Sai Sanjeevani hospitals. It used to move us when children from Fiji would travel all this distance to the center of our country to save their lives. May I introduce to you the children of Fiji who are sitting here in this audience, who wanted to greet you because they are living to see this day that they could wish you on your birthday, but who were saved by their lives in India, in our center. If they are somewhere here, may I request them to rise and greet the Prime Minister. If you are there, you are Prime Minister. There are some of the families that have come who are living today. Their parents are beholden to you that you could send them to our center. Honorable Prime Minister, it was not long ago that the WHO gave the most beautiful definition for us. It went, our planet, our health. What a beautiful definition of life for all of us. It did not speak of a country, it did not speak of a region, it spoke of our health and our planet. It spoke of the connect that exists between the planet as a macrocosm and every single citizen in every nation in any part of the world. What a beautiful definition to have by the WHO given to us. This Prime Minister is resonating with what we do, which was taught to us by our founding father and revered Madhusudan Sai as love all and serve all. This translates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to a fundamental question in life. Where were you when I needed you? This is the motto today of WHO. Where were you when I needed you the most? This is the answer Fiji is giving today to the world by saying, any child, anywhere, any part of the world is my Fiji's child, my Prime Minister and beloved Madam Prime Minister's child. Every child is born to some father and some mother. If a father and mother can embrace that little child who has nowhere to go but only death written in front of it, what greater good can we do as a nation? And Fiji is showing that way. Sathya Sai Sanjeevani begins as a center of child heart care. But sir, madam, this is a center of public service. It is the motto of this center to serve the public in anything that it needs from time to time. From a center of public service, it grows into a center of national development, where the children will grow in gratitude and life with the life that you have given them into good citizens of this nation. A child that grows in gratitude gives back to the nation. As Sumit said, ask not what the country could do for you, but what you could do for the country stems from gratitude and love and life sown into them by giving them a gift of life. From a center of national development, this becomes a center of human transformation. Ultimately, we all belong to God Almighty, who is our Father and Mother. And with the spirit of love all, serve all, we instill love as the essential ingredient that governs the human fabric of life. Love conquereth everything in life. And that resonates with every single citizen here in Fiji. I have been here on 4 missions. We do missions, Honorable Prime Minister, in over 20 countries of the world. But ladies and gentlemen, I will put my hand on my heart and say, Fiji stands out. Fiji's people embody love. They are embodiments of love and kindness, and the welcome that you have given us will be repaid exponentially. Sisters and brothers, and distinguished Prime Minister and Madam, there is a glorious saying in India, which is into the DNA and psyche of every 130 crore citizens of our country. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which is this whole world of all beings belong to family. So any family that needs care, India, Sathya Sai and Madhusudan Sai is always there to reach their call of need. on this momentous day where so much is to be done as a society, as a community, and as a nation. We are honored, Prime Minister, to join hands with you in our service of the nation and the children of the world. God bless, Godspeed, and Namaskar.
Thank you, Mr. Srinivas, for your very, very inspiring words. I'm sure you all felt that in your heart. May I now invite Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai to address us all.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. May all the beings in this world be happy. May all the beings in this world be healthy. May everyone see good everywhere. May no one have any sorrow. This is an old Indian prayer which prays for the whole world. And it is our singular privilege to pray for the entire world on this very special day. It's special. We know why, because it's the birthday of the Prime Minister of Fiji, and we have been fortunate to celebrate it at least 3 times before, but for the COVID-19 when we couldn't come. It is also special because it's also the birthday of this hospital. And I know the birth pangs that Sai Prema Foundation had to undergo to give birth to this beautiful hospital. But all that labor of love was worth it when today this hospital stands to serve the children of Fiji and South Pacific. So my blessings and best wishes to the Sai Prema Foundation team for doing what they are doing through the difficult times of the COVID pandemic. They have pulled off this great feat of love. A miracle has manifested in front of our eyes, and I want to first of all congratulate all of them for the hard work that they have put in, and all the devotees and followers from around the world who have supported this noble cause to help the children of this nation and the nearby nations. The statistics say that in this world, approximately 1.3 million children are born with congenital heart diseases. 9 out of 10 of them are born in poor countries or the countries where there is no healthcare infrastructure accessible to them. And therefore, it is only a pity that 90% of them sooner or later die. In Fiji, this burden is much smaller, population is smaller, burden is smaller, but if you put all the Pacific Islands and the Fiji nation together, it's still a health burden. We are celebrating 2 birthdays today, and we all know that human birth is the most beautiful moment which everyone wants to celebrate. When a child is born in a family, that's the most auspicious and the beautiful moment. But it turns into a sad moment when the parents realize that the child is born with a congenital heart disease. And though it is preventable, though it's curable, they can't do anything but see the child die because of the financial barriers that do not allow the parents to treat the child. Whichever father you are in whichever country, your pain as a father is the same when you see your child dying in front of your eyes for the want of finances. Whichever mother you are, your motherhood is the same sweet motherhood, and it is equally pained when it sees her child suffer. And whichever child you are, your birth is equally precious, your childhood is equally precious. And therefore, it's our vision to see to that education, health and nutrition are fundamental rights given to all the children of the world. I definitely don't hope that the whole world will have children who will be born without any diseases. It may not be possible. There are natural laws governing health and childbirths. But definitely we can create a world where every child has access to healthcare, and nobody is denied healthcare for want of money. And that is exactly the vision of this foundation of Sathya Sai Sanjeevani hospitals, which are setting up pediatric cardiac care hospitals around the world. And the first international chapter opens today in Fiji, and so we are very honored to be opening the very first international center here at Fiji. Thank you for giving us the opportunity, dear Prime Minister and the government, to be here. You have managed the COVID pandemic well. We all could fly in from so many countries and could gather, and it's because of your strong leadership which ensured that the pandemic was arrested in time and people could celebrate an event like this by gathering in large numbers. We are all very grateful for allowing us to be here and celebrate this auspicious moment with you, and of course, Madam here. In short while, in 2 days, the surgeries are beginning, and we seek all your good wishes and blessings for the team which is doing this for the first time in Fiji, but they are a very qualified team. We could not have found a better team to start this hospital, so our best wishes to all the people who have traveled from different countries as far as Middle East to Australia, New Zealand and the US, the whole team which has come together to perform these surgeries. Our best wishes to them, and I seek everybody's blessings and best wishes for them too. Last but not the least, this is just the beginning of a long, long journey. As they say, woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. We have miles to go. There are so many children suffering in so many households for the want of basic needs, and it's a pity that while the world progresses so rapidly economically, there is one section of the world which does not have basic access to these fundamental needs. And so Sai Prema Foundation, along with the government of Fiji, which was very kind to allot the land in the very first place, and that helped us to start the hospital. It's a beautiful collaborative working relationship with the government, with the community at large. There are many ambassadors and dignitaries who have supported it in their own way. And there are devotees and followers from maybe more than 12 countries who are here who have supported this cause. It's a beautiful collaboration. That is the way our Indian prayer says, let us work together. Let us learn together. Let us live together and help each other together. This togetherness is the way to world progress, and we are celebrating this togetherness here by being together in these wonderful premises. My heartfelt gratitude once again to everyone over here, to Sean, to Robert Bazani, to Mahendraji, Tapuji, Sumit, Kripali, and the whole team of Sai Prema Foundation, and Srinivas, of course, who leads these pediatric cardiac hospitals in India, and our last but not the least, the most loving gratitude to the Prime Minister and Madam for being a pillar of support to this foundation. I've been watching you every year, and I've been very, very enthralled and enamored by your generosity and kindness in supporting this mission. We are very grateful to you once again. Now we will shortly be hearing the Prime Minister of India, who also is extremely delighted to hear about this wonderful news. Once again, praying for the welfare of all, as in India they say, Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu, let the whole world be happy. Not just me, my family, my relations, but let the entire world be happy, healthy and prosperous. With this prayer, I conclude. Thank you very much. Bula Vinaka.
Thank you, Sadhguru, for those very motivating and encouraging words. We are very privileged and honored to have a video message on the momentous occasion of the inauguration of the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Children's Hospital in Suva from Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. May we please have the video now.
His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Fiji, Bainimarama ji, Sadguru Madhusudan Sai, साई प्रेम फाउंडेशन के सभी ट्रस्टी, हॉस्पिटल के स्टाफ, मेंबर्स, डिस्टिंग्विश्ड गेस्ट्स और फिजी के मेरे प्यारे भाई और बहनों, नीसाम बुलाविना का नमस्कार। सुबह में श्री सत्य साई संजीवनी चिल्ड्रंस हार्ट हॉस्पिटल के इस शुभारंभ कार्यक्रम में जुड़कर मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। मैं इसके लिए हिज एक्सेलेंसी प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ फीजी और फीजी की जनता का आभार प्रकट करता हूं। ये हमारे आपके पारंपरिक रिश्तों और प्रेम का एक और प्रतीक है। ये भारत और फिजी की साझा यात्रा का एक और अध्याय है। मुझे बताया गया है कि चिल्ड्रंस हार्ट हॉस्पिटल न केवल फिजी में बल्कि पूरे साउथ पैसिफिक रीजन में पहला चिल्ड्रंस हार्ट हॉस्पिटल है। एक ऐसे क्षेत्र के लिए जहां हृदय से जुड़ी बीमारियां बड़ी चुनौती हो, ये हॉस्पिटल हजारों बच्चों को नया जीवन देने का माध्यम बनेगा। मुझे संतोष है कि यहां हर बच्चे को न केवल वर्ल्ड क्लास ट्रीटमेंट मिलेगा बल्कि सभी सर्जरीज फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट भी होगी। मैं इसके लिए फिजी गवर्नमेंट को, साई प्रेम फाउंडेशन फिजी को और भारत के श्री सत्य साई संजीवनी चिल्ड्रंस हार्ट हॉस्पिटल की बहुत बहुत सराहना करता हूं। विशेष रूप से इस अवसर पर मैं ब्रह्मलीन श्री सत्य साई बाबा को नमन करता हूं। मानवता की सेवा के लिए उनके द्वारा रोपा गया बीज आज वटवृक्ष के रूप में लोगों की सेवा कर रहा है। मैंने भी पहले भी कहा है कि सत्य साईं बाबा ने अध्यात्म को कर्मकांड से मुक्त करके जन कल्याण से जोड़ने का एक अद्भुत काम किया था। शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में उनके कार्य, स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र में उनके कार्य, गरीब पीड़ित वंचित के लिए उनके सेवा कार्य आज भी हमें प्रेरणा देते हैं। 2 दशक पहले जब गुजरात में भूकंप से तबाही मची थी, उस समय बाबा के अनुयायियों द्वारा जिस प्रकार पीड़ितों की सेवा की गई, वो गुजरात के लोग कभी भी भूल नहीं सकते हैं। मैं इसे अपना बहुत बड़ा सौभाग्य मानता हूं कि मुझे सत्य साई बाबा का निरंतर आशीर्वाद मिलता रहा। अनेक दशकों के साथ उनके साथ जुड़ा रहा और आज भी इनकी कृपा बनी रहती है। साथियों, हमारे यहां कहा जाता है, परोपकाराय सताम विभूतयः, अर्थात परोपकार ही सज्जनों की संपत्ति होती है। मानव मात्र की सेवा, जीव मात्र का कल्याण, यही हमारे संसाधनों का एकमात्र उद्देश्य है। इन्हीं मूल्यों पर भारत और फिजी की साझी विरासत खड़ी हुई है। इन्हीं आदर्शों पर चलते हुए कोरोना महामारी जैसे कठिन समय में भी भारत ने अपने कर्तव्यों का पालन किया है। वसुधैव कुटुंबकम यानी पूरे विश्व को अपना परिवार मानते हुए भारत ने दुनिया के 150 देशों की दवाएं भेजी, जरूरी सामान भेजा। अपने करोड़ों नागरिकों की चिंता के साथ साथ भारत ने दुनिया के अन्य देशों के लोगों की भी चिंता की। हमने करीब करीब 100 देशों को 100 मिलियन के आसपास वैक्सीन भेजी है। इस प्रयास में हमने फिजी को भी अपनी प्राथमिकता में रखा। मुझे खुशी है कि फिजी के लिए पूरे भारत की उस अपनत्व परी भावना को साई प्रेम फाउंडेशन यहां आगे बढ़ा रहा है। फ्रेंड्स, हमारे दोनों देशों के बीच विशाल समुद्र जरूर है, लेकिन हमारी संस्कृति ने हमें एक दूसरे से जोड़कर रखा है। हमारे रिश्ते आपसी सम्मान, सहयोग और हमारे लोगों के मजबूत आपसी संबंधों पर टिके हैं। भारत का ये सौभाग्य है कि हमें फिजी के सामाजिक आर्थिक विकास में भूमिका निभाने, योगदान करने का अवसर मिलता रहा है। बीते दशकों में भारत फिजी के रिश्ते हर क्षेत्र में लगातार आगे बढ़े हैं, मजबूत हुए हैं। फिजी और हिज एक्सेलेंसी प्राइम मिनिस्टर के सहयोग से हमारे ये रिश्ते आने वाले समय और भी मजबूत होंगे। संयोग से ये मेरे मित्र प्राइम मिनिस्टर बैनीमारामा जी का जन्मदिन का अवसर भी है। मैं उन्हें जन्मदिन की हार्दिक बधाई देता हूं। मैं श्री सत्य साई संजीवनी चिल्ड्रंस हार्ट हॉस्पिटल से जुड़े सभी सदस्यों को भी एक बार फिर शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। मुझे विश्वास है ये हॉस्पिटल फिजी और इस पूरे क्षेत्र में सेवा का एक मजबूत अधिष्ठान बनेगा और भारत फिजी रिश्तों को नई ऊंचाई देगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
The message of the Prime Minister of India, Honorable Shri Narendra Modi. He said, His Excellency the Prime Minister of Fiji, Bainimarama ji, Sadguru Madhusudan Sai, all the trustees of the Sai Prema Foundation, all the staff and members of the hospital, distinguished guests, and my dearest brothers and sisters of Fiji, Nisa Bula Binaka and Namaskar. I feel extremely happy to join you all on this august occasion of the inauguration of the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Children's Heart Hospital in Suva. My heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency the Prime Minister of Fiji and the people of Fiji on this momentous occasion. This is yet another symbol of our long-standing mutual love and relationship. This is yet another chapter in the shared journey of India and Fiji. I have been informed that this Children's Heart Hospital is the first of its kind, not only in Fiji, but in the entire South Pacific region, and is the first Children's Heart Hospital. In this region, where congenital heart diseases are rampant and posing a huge challenge, this hospital will become a medium through which thousands of children will be bestowed with a new life. I'm extremely happy that this hospital would not only provide world-class treatment, but will also perform all surgeries completely free of all costs to each and every child. I hail and admire the government of Fiji, the Sai Prema Foundation Fiji, and the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Children's Heart Hospital in India. Most importantly, on this auspicious and notable occasion, I offer my obeisance to late Sri Sathya Sai Baba. The seed called service to humanity that was sown by Baba in the hearts of people has today grown into a huge banyan tree, reaching out to all the people in the form of service activities. I have stated earlier too that Sri Sathya Sai Baba has done the incredible task of freeing spirituality from ritualistic observances and amalgamating it with the welfare of all. Even till today, Sri Sathya Sai Baba's humongous contributions in the space of education, nutrition, healthcare, his many service activities to reach out to the needy and the underserved continue to inspire us. 2 decades ago, when an earthquake struck Gujarat, the way Baba's followers served the victims will never be forgotten by the people of Gujarat. I consider it my privilege that I have remained a constant recipient of Sri Sathya Sai Baba's blessings and have been associated with him for many decades, and his grace continues to this day. Friends, we say Paropakaraya Satam Vibhutayaha, which means charity is the property of noble men. The only purpose of our resources should be service to mankind and welfare of living beings. The true heritage of India and Fiji was built on these values. Following these ideals, India has fulfilled its duties even in the difficult times of the corona pandemic. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, considering the whole world as one's family, India sent medicines and other essentials to 150 countries around the world. Apart from embracing the worrisome situation of its millions of citizens, India embraced the worry of people of other countries too. We sent close to 100 million vaccines to nearly 100 countries. In this effort, we kept Fiji too on our priority. I'm happy that Sai Prema Foundation has been taking forward that sense of belongingness of the whole of India for Fiji. Friends, there is certainly a large ocean between our two countries, but our culture has found us both with each other. Our relationships are built on mutual respect, cooperation, and the strong mutual ties of our people. It is the good fortune of India that we have been getting the opportunity to contribute and play a role in the social development of Fiji. In the past decades, India-Fiji relations have strengthened and grown in every field, and with the cooperation of His Excellency, the Prime Minister, our relationship will be even stronger in the times to come. Incidentally, it is also the occasion of my friend Prime Minister Bainimarama's birthday. I wish him a very happy birthday. Once again, I also convey my best wishes to all the members associated with the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Children's Heart Hospital, and I'm confident that this hospital will become a strong establishment of service in Fiji and the entire region and will take Fiji-India relations to a new height. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Bhuvna. Now, on behalf of everyone, may I now invite the Honorable Prime Minister to address us all on this momentous occasion.
The head of the Global Humanitarian Mission of Love and Service, Sadguru Madhusudan Sai, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Cabinet and Assistant Cabinet Ministers, Chairman of the Sai Prema Foundation, Mr. Mahendra Tapu, and Founding Trustee, Mrs. Maya Tapu. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, in 2016, as you've heard, the Sai Prema Foundation asked my government for the piece of land on which we gather here today. Presented with the facts and noble intention of this project, my government facilitated that requirement. We understood back then the critical need in Fiji for a specialized children's hospital, a place where life-saving procedures could be performed. Today, we have such an institution. Experience has made its value clearer today than we could have imagined. It is indeed performing those life-saving procedures, the likes of which have never been possible in Fiji, indeed, the entire South Pacific. Approximately 200 children are born in Fiji every year with congenital heart disease. If we consider the entire Pacific region, that number skyrockets to about 2,500 children. The devastating reality is that most of these precious children do not reach adulthood. Without access to surgical intervention, most are doomed to live very short lives of immense suffering. they will leave behind grief-stricken parents, families and communities, and emotional scars that will last a lifetime. That is a reality that the Fijian government was not willing to accept. We would not stand by and do nothing, especially when compassionate and civic-minded Fijians presented us with a possible solution. Every child, as you've heard, is an invaluable gift, a miracle in their own right, and a beacon of hope for their families and country. I speak, of course, from my own experience with 6 children and 19 beautiful grandchildren. Each life deserves to be honored and protected at all costs. As human beings, we are all bound by an inner call to help ease in some way the burdens of our fellow brothers and sisters in humanity. Today, we can look around us and see the awe-inspiring result of what becomes possible when we respond to that sacred call. This hospital was born from the compassion and commitment of the Sai Global Federation of Foundations, which delivers humanitarian services the world over. Over the last 3 years, the Sai Prema Foundation has steered this $25 million development project, which I understand is the single largest ever undertaken by an NGO in Fiji's history. Despite the enormous challenges presented by a global pandemic, the Sai Prema team managed to bring in specialized equipment and technical expertise from around the world, the USA, Canada, Europe, Singapore, Australia, and New Zealand, to name just a few. I have lost count of the number of times I have dropped in unannounced at this site over the last couple of years to see how construction was progressing. I have been passionately interested in this project and was anxious to see it completed. In the course of my visits, I saw firsthand the painstaking work that turned a dream into a reality. Suddenly, what once seemed impossible was not only possible, it is now standing before us. To be honest, it is hard to not feel a bit emotional today. In just 3 days' time, as you've also heard, life-saving heart surgery will finally commence on some of Fiji's most vulnerable children, right here at the Sanjeevani Children's Hospital. As I have been informed, in just 3 days' time, Fijian children whose lives are very much at risk will receive expert care from a team of pediatric cardiac specialists and surgeons and other medical professionals. In 3 days' time, the Sai Prema Foundation will open the Sanjeevani Children's Heart Hospital's state-of-the-art cath lab, operating theater, intensive care unit, and pre-operative and post-operative wards, and will start helping to save young lives. And there is something else that is very important. The Sanjeevani Children's Heart Hospital also includes a training center with technological capabilities for international video conferencing. This will ensure that Sanjeevani Hospital stays abreast of the latest advancements in pediatric medicine. It will ensure that the Sanjeevani Hospital is always learning, always growing, and always improving the quality of our care. That guiding principles of your foundation's founder, Sathya Sai Baba, are that true compassion and true public service must be complete compassion and complete service. This philosophy, of course, Your Excellency powerfully testifies to the equality and dignity of all human life. Fijian children and Pacific children both will have access to this facility. And to complement this, I'm also proud to report that we are making excellent progress in making other life-saving surgeries, like open heart surgery, available in Fiji for the first time through our public-private partnership with Aspen Medical. Today happens to be my birthday, and I can confidently say that I can't imagine a more important gift than to be here with you, opening a gateway. Thank you. To be here with you, opening a gateway to a better life for hundreds and eventually thousands of children. I want to expand this heartfelt gratitude to all members of the Sai Prema Foundation in Fiji, particularly Mr. Mahen Tapu and his wife Maya Tapu, as well as his son Sumit Tapu, and of course daughter-in-law Dr. Krupali Tapu, who will be the director of the hospital. Inakbagalebu Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, God bless you all.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, for your wonderful and amazing words. I'd just like to acknowledge our heart ambassadors who are here today. May I please request that you rise wherever you're sitting. You can please rise, our heart ambassadors. Thank you. A big round of applause for all our heart ambassadors for taking the message of heart care and encouraging and supporting the foundation. Thank you. When the hospital construction was near completion, I actually thought to myself that during the inauguration, it would be wonderful to have a special song that embodies all that Sanjeevani is about. I discussed this with my daughter Saisha, who loves singing and composing songs, and she was immediately excited. She wrote and composed this song, which we will now hear from her, titled, "Every Child Deserves the Gift of Life."
There are some children who have holes in their hearts. They're born this way, we need to help them. And all these children cannot run or play. Some will lose lives, we need to prevent that. All these children are falling down, and we can help pick them up again. And all their families are crying for help, and we will help pick them up again. They will survive, ooh, oh, they will thrive, ooh, because every child deserves the gift of life. Because every child deserves the gift of life. What they need is a surgery, so they can live a life like you and me. We can help them seal this hole. Just take a stand so they're not alone. Take stand, save a life, they will survive. Ooh, oh, they will thrive. Ooh, because every child deserves the gift of life. Because every child deserves the gift of life. Sanjeevani Hospital will help save lives. Free heart surgeries will keep these kids alive. Sanjeevani Medical, a beacon of life, answering prayers day and night. They will survive. Ooh, oh, they will thrive. Ooh, because every child deserves the gift of life. Because every child deserves the gift of life. With the iconic heart, feelings evoke. To the Pacific, you give so much hope. From all around the world, children will come. Sanjeevani Fiji, where hearts will strum. They will survive. Ooh, oh, they will thrive. Ooh, because every child deserves the gift of life. They will survive. Ooh, oh, they will thrive. Ooh, because every child deserves the gift of life. Because every child deserves the gift of life. Because every child deserves the gift of
Thank you, Saisha. That was amazing, and I was really proud to be your mother. Our dear Sadhguru would like to extend his love to our dear Prime Minister and Mrs. Mary Bainimarama on this occasion today. Now we will all witness the birthday cake cutting, which will also commemorate the inauguration of this new hospital in Suva, Fiji. We would now like the Honourable Prime Minister and Sadhguru to officially inaugurate the hospital. We would like to invite all guests seated on the dais to accompany them to the hospital. We would like all other guests to remain seated inside the function tent. Upon the completion of the ceremony and the tour, everyone will have an opportunity to tour the hospital.